And hi, everyone.
Hi, James.
Thank you.
Just
welcome. welcome
James,
to. I was just
what
waiting.
was your plan if he wasn't here to do that?
I cut the. I would just sit there forever and then just trim it at the end when I did editing. Welcome to BeerThralls presents the Beer Protocol. I'm James, and I am drinking one of the other Hardywood Bourbon Barrel Gingerbread Stouts. It's still delicious.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I am drinking a Redemption Rye whiskey. It's rather nice.
Hi, I'm Matt, and I'm drinking Dewar's Blended Scotch Japanese Smooth. It's
Ooh,
delicious.
from the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, Tink.
Well, I was gonna say I'm gonna sneak over there and steal some of that, but
Oh, it's alcohol. Don't worry. All the germs are
Uh,
killed.
so
we're gonna
what are we
talk
talking
about
about, James?
magic. Dun, dun, dun.
Do
Is it
you believe in?
in a young girl's heart?
I
Actually,
mean, I,
technically,
I don't know how old she is.
it's
Moving right along.
magic.
Today we're talking about Magik, the long lost sister of the X-Men's Colossus, Ilyana Rasputin. I always forget that their last name is Rasputin. It always makes me do a double take.
I know
Are
it's
they
great.
related?
Yes, he just says so.
Honestly,
Canonic-
given
Canonically, I wasn't sure, actually.
X-Men comics,
I mean,
probably.
probably.
Depends on the comic.
So Magik is a 3-threat model for affiliated with Convocation, Defenders, and X-Men, representing her shared history with Big Brother Colossus. So jumping right in, she is 5 stamina, a medium move, size 2, threat 3. She is the last Convocation model that we have seen released. So her defenses are actually pretty decent for a Convocation model.
I mean,
3
yeah.
physical, 3 energy, 4 mystic.
I wonder if
She
we're gonna
doesn't
get.
have
I wonder if we're gonna get New Mutants anytime soon. Then.
potentially.
Hmm.
I mean, it's possible. Well, you did X-23 and Honey Badger.
Yeah, but I wonder if they're gonna bring out like a New
But
Mutants. Okay, go ahead.
but now more.
Yeah.
More.
You just got some.
More.
More.
Don't be
Insert
greedy,
Adam
James.
Driver
So
gif.
she's easy. She's 3/3/4. Her main attack.
Oh, sorry. What I was gonna say
Oh.
is what I do note is her defenses are less in line with Convocation and more in line for a normal 3-threat model. Not just handling out 2 physical defenses anymore, are we, Convocation?
I mean, she
I
is
mean,
basically the Sorcerer Supreme in Limbo. So.
Hmm.
So
Did you read? Did you know that?
I did after reading your tactics cards.
I actually
I
knew
tried to
that, and I
squint.
don't remember how I know this.
I tried to squint, and all I could do was close my right eye.
I think I actually researched her when the New Mutants movie came out.
Nice.
So her builder is the Bolts of Ashtor. It's a 4/4 0 cost. After the
Yep.
attack resolved, you gain 1 power.
Range 4, energy attack, 4 dice. It is not special. It
It's not.
exists. The fact that it exists is nice because she has another builder, the Soul Sword, a range 2 mystic attack with 5 dice, also 0 cost. After this attack is resolved, this character gains damage equal that. This character gains power equal to the damage dealt, and then pierce. So she has the standard Convocation melee attack of 5 dice mystic with pierce. If it's good enough for a 4-threat model like Ancient One, it's probably good enough for Magic. It's really like a whole bunch of Convocation models have this attack with different names, but it works solid. 5 dice and Pierce is a really solid, consistent combination. It's not going to have any special effects, but it will do damage.
Yep. And her
Finally,
spender.
Dark Child is a range 3, 6 dice mystic attack, costs 4. When calculating successes for this attack, this character adds the number of skull results in both the attack and defense rolls to its total. After this attack is resolved, the target character gains the Bleed and Incinerate special conditions.
Ooh,
This
what
is
I
a
just read is I need to bring this model because I roll like shit.
this is an amazing spender.
Mhm. It's a great spender for on a relatively low income energy income model. 4 might be a bit stiff. Without any support, Magic's probably only going to get to do this maybe every other round, assuming that she's not getting damaged, of course,
Mhm.
then she'll top off. But it's really effective when it does happen. I think this is one of those attacks even if it was just range 3, bleed, and incinerate without the skulls, I think it's probably still worth using if you've got the power for it.
Hmm.
Um, just because that solid and the skull effect means this could randomly spike really hard.
Yeah, this is where Mordo just stands behind her, just keeps giving her more dice.
Yeah.
Her first superpower and only spending superpower is Limbo Step, cost X. This character may spend 1 to 3 power to use this superpower. Place this character within range X of its current position, where X the amount of power spent. This superpower can be used only once per turn. I like this a lot.
I
Like
like
a
the
just-
variability of it. Yes.
It's perfectly good.
like 2 power for a range 2 place would be considered fantastic on anyone. It's great on Ancient One. It's great on a number of characters. Even just having the 1-for-1, which is Midnight Sun's leadership ability. Spoiler, is good enough to be Midnight Sun's leadership ability. And
Mhm.
then if you're power flush, being able to go a long way across the table with a range 3 is not bad at all for
It's
3.
pretty good.
Like
So
it's
could she technically in Midnight Suns spend 3, then spend 1, and move technically
Yes.
4?
yeah.
Yeah. James, you mathed. I'm proud of you.
I mathed. I mathed good.
Okay, note the timestamp. Finally, she has a passive ability, the Sorcerer Supreme of Limbo. When this character is defending against a mystical attack, for each wild in the defense roll, it may change one of the attacker's crits, wilds, or hits to a blank. This character gains 1 power for each die changed this way.
That's pretty awesome.
It's good. It's literally it's Sorcerer Supreme's strangest defensive gimmick, but limited to Mystic instead of Mystic and Energy.
Mhm.
Given the new prevalence of kind of one-off mystical attackers,
Mhm.
both with Convocation coming out, but also Midnight Suns has a lot of mystical attacks in it. This is a great counter to go with her already strong 4 Mystic defense. If you're playing her in Convocation, this gives you an extra nasty little surprise along with Sorcerer Supreme Strange when you're using the Iron Books, which converts all physical to Mystic, is you'll get to use this a lot more often. Just my own experience with Sorcerer Supreme Strange's version of this. This you can probably see at least 1 wild on any given defensive roll. There's a decent chance for it. So just that swing of having a block and then taking away one of their hits, especially if you can take away something they need to trigger. This is potentially really good and can save you a lot of damage. Also, final important note, since we had some timing conflicts in our last game, uh, when resolving modifications of dice, Defender always goes last. Especially since modifying your opponent's dice is a separate step than modifying your own dice.
Mhm.
You, as the Defender, modifying your opponent's die, Magic will always have the final say.
Mhm.
So once you convert their dice down, they cannot do anything really about it because their step has passed.
Damage side is the same.
Yep. Same
So
amount of health, same defenses.
let's talk about what role she plays because actually she has a card, doesn't she?
She does have a tactic card. Let's talk about her tactic card real quick, especially since it is good. She has Journey Through Limbo. During Magic's activation, she can spend 3 power to play this card. Choose another character within range 2 of Magic. Place the chosen character within range 3 of its current position. It gains the Incinerate special condition. So,
Wait, it doesn't say friendly. It's just basically anything.
yes, this is extremely good. Like
Who-
that, this is actually a
Ooh.
stellar tactic card.
Who's immune to incinerate in Midnight
Ghost
Suns?
Rider,
Pretty much
Ghost
it.
Rider's the big one. But also, weirdly, Clea and Convocation is immune to Incinerate.
Yeah, dang.
And probably the
This-
Human
this-
Torch eventually.
I mean, does this mean, yeah, eventually the Human Torch. Does this mean you need to do it? I would also look who is in Defenders and X-Men who might be immune to Incinerate.
hmm
I don't think anyone at this time. Even then, Incinerate can be okay. Your opponent will probably get at least 1 full activation to take advantage of it. If they're already incinerated from some other effect, who cares?
No size limit.
No size limit. Because it is a place effect and a tactical card, and since Juggernaut is in the card art, yes, you can use this on Juggernaut. Absolutely consider using this on Juggernaut.
Hint: use this on Juggernaut.
So yeah, giving Juggernaut a big old displacement effect
And then giving
isn't
him
going to be.
incinerate.
Yeah, it won't be enough to stop him, but it'll give you a leg up,
I
especially
mean,
if you can kidnap him from support.
how much power is it?
3. So it is expensive for a tactic card, but it's a very good effect.
It's still
Yeah.
not horrible because then you could do like we were saying on the how the fuck do you deal with Juggernaut. Incinerate is like king against him, and on his flip side, Mystic is the attack you want to use. So
I mean,
that's like really good. It's a combination of two things: having her basically drag him forward a little bit and then smacking him in the face
Yeah.
with like the soul sword.
And you can use it defensively. Say, for example, that you go in and you manage to not kill someone, or you're surrounded by 2 people. You could always drop the hammer on one, and then play the tactic on the other to scatter them off the point, away from Magik, and force them to spend an action at least to move back and attack you, so you
Hmm.
don't get double attacked in return.
So I see her being more of that precision strike skirmisher,
Yeah.
where she goes in, she soul strikes something, because limbo step is not a an action to use. It just
Yep.
you just do it.
You just
So
go in and bounce out.
yeah, so soul sword, bounce.
I think Magic's going to be a great flanker, where you set her up on one side of the table. She'll take care of any objectives that need to be picked up on that side pretty easily, or she will be able to get to a point and help out on the side. And then as the balance of the table moves,
Hmm.
you will be able to shift her to other positions as needed. Like some characters are genuinely better at being in the center of your board, and others on the sides. Like we were talking about it because I've seen games where someone kind of got stuck. Like Mysterio was one specific example, since Mysterio is very built to be kind of in control of stuff in a bubble around him, but he
Hmm.
doesn't reposition very quickly.
He
Mhm.
does not.
So,
That's why I've not used him very much, just for that reason.
in a scenario, especially any crisis objective tokens which remove themselves from the table, such as scrolls, hostages, where you're trying to see where a given objective is. If it winds up that one flank is no longer really in play because the objective was found somewhere else, that could strand several characters for a full round as they get back to the center or to where the actual interaction's going to be.
And she's
Magic is
surprisingly quick.
she's
Even though
zippy.
she's a medium with a small base, she's surprisingly quick with an extra like that limbo step.
Hmm.
Because
So
if you are completely out of if you're completely out of like
Position.
position, like you start with 1 power. And if
Yeah.
it's something 4 away, you shoot them, you get 1 more power, shoot them again, get a second power, and now you have your 3 to limbo step 3 a size 3 away.
Yep.
although you probably could have just walked and gotten something similar for one of those shots, which
Yeah, but still throwing out 4 dice at something just to give them a little bit of damage is still good. Plus,
Yep.
it's a place. It's not like a push. So like on top of buildings and stuff.
Well, that and place, gets around a lot of stupid little mechanics
Mhm.
too.
Like, you
uh,
can only move short with this item.
Ha
what
ha
I'll
ha ha.
all right, attempt number 4 to start talking.
Mm.
What I'll also say, I really do like Bolts of Oster, her range 4 attack. While it's not really impressive, it has no riders, no special gimmicks, it gives her a range 4 engagement option, which can be a really big deal for a skirmisher like this, because it means it's actually really difficult to have turns where she can't do something.
Yep.
And while throwing out a single attack 4 is going to be the fact that it is a flat builder means you're going to get something. It also means, since it's an energy attack, she is not going to have the problem other convocation models have, where she's locked to Mystic
Hmm.
and can't deal damage other than Mystic. Where you'll see some characters are just going to have good Mystic defenses. So it helps her get around at least that a little bit, and
Yep.
it also means you can contribute to the game state by holding a point in the back. Um, you don't necessarily have to go full into melee and use the soul sword. And her Dark Child being range 3, which is very easy to get from range 4 to range 3 with her because she
Yeah.
can just limbo step. That means she can pop in her spender to get a big hit off, and then either limbo step or walk back to where she started after contributing at range 4 for a bit. She's
I think
flexible.
also something that you said that we just kind of glanced over is that her bolts are actually just, oh, you didn't do any damage? Cool, still get power.
Yep, it's an expeditionary attack. It's again like is it the best thing you could do in any given activation? Maybe, probably not. But I don't think Magic is going to have a lot of games where she has dead activations where she can't do something.
Maybe round 1. That's pretty much it.
I
But
mean, everyone's round
that's-
1 is getting into position. Sorry,
Yeah.
Matt, go ahead.
Oh, you actually said what I was going to say. That's just every person, every character.
So since she's a 3-point, we're not really going to do how the fuck you deal with her, because, Jake, how do you deal with her?
Shoot her a bunch. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to give specific counter strategies for a lot of 3-threat characters, simply because while they do have gimmicks, they have points, they have objectives, they have strong suits, they're not generally so powerful that you can't work around it in a general strategy. Like we have specific list recommendations for how to weaken up Juggernaut and Hulkbuster. I'm not sure that's strictly necessary for Magic. I mean, just your list is probably going to be able to handle her. In general, the current meta is going to have a lot more mystic attacks in general on all sides. So be aware that there's going to be a lot of 5 dice mystic attacks in the foreseeable future for a lot of matchups. Or not, depending on what your local store plays. As always, she exists. I don't know if she's fundamentally different from someone like Valkyrie with her charge and hit. Like Valkyrie's damage potential, even after the rebalance, is probably still higher than just Magik, who's going to run around and smack things.
I mean, I would, it depending on what you want in the game, I would probably take Magic over Valkyrie. But like, no, apply a Craven to the face generously.
Yeah. I mean, I think Magic's a lot more fun. I think the biggest reason you would take Magic over someone else at the 3-point slot is access to her tactic card.
Yes, yeah,
And the
absolutely.
ability to hard display someone as well as throw out Incinerate on a whim is pretty good. Her Spender is also very good.
Yeah, as I say, if you just roll like shit like I do, Dark Trial is just like a wet dream. So
Yeah. So
especially
cool.
if your opponent also rolls like shit.
yes.
That's
Looking at you, James.
Stupid Carnage, just being like, I have 1 die. Boom! I stopped a 6 die attack against me.
Fucking hate you.
Yeah, that's Magic.
Thank
Yep.
you guys so much for checking out this week's short episode on the Sorcerer Supreme of Limbo. Let us know how you're finding, now that we've finished our run on convocation models, let us know which convocation models you enjoy playing with in the comments, and if there's any specific strategies or other things you would like to hear us try out.
Also, if you had anything cool with Convocation, definitely put it below, because we love hearing these stupid little things like, Carnage stopping a 6-die attack with 1 die.
Or Wong powering up his entire team and playing the Taxes card for Midnight Suns, let everyone do a builder and wipe out half my turn, half my team without me taking a single activation. Shit like that.
Yeah, you should write that stuff down in the comments.
Yeah, Midnight Suns is really good. We'll probably talk about that next.
Yeah, we're gonna talk
And
about
Black Hat. Yeah, I want to do how the fuck you stop Black Hat next.
You
That's
don't.
pretty valid. That's pretty valid.
All right, we can do that. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye. Game off.
Game off.